Alright, so I'm doing this replay analysis for My Life as an 8-bit on my stream. His name in this game is 8-bit Hero. He's playing Mordekaiser, so that's pretty cool. I really like doing Mordekaiser commentary. Alright, so I think I have the lane set up already. He's against Sejuani this game, which is a little bit unusual. But so Doran's Shield is a pretty decent start against her, especially since you can't really know if you're against Sejuani when someone picks Sejuani legit. She could be mid or support or whatever, so it's kind of it's just a safe start overall, so I like that. This is a mistake. Placing a trinket this early pretty much does nothing for you. It lasts 60 seconds, and the earliest level 3 gank is around 3 minutes exactly. So this ward is guaranteed to be useless for the next 45 seconds at least. I recommend waiting to place this until exactly 3 minutes and then just putting it in this bush. That's generally what I do in my games. That's not a big deal. So here at level 1, you're pretty much centered around preparing for the level 3 gank, which means you either push against them to try and get an advantage so you don't die to the gank, or you let them push and try to get close to the safety of your own tower. So right now you're letting her push, which is a solid choice. I approve. Oh, and one thing to go over, this guy is using 9, 10, 11 masteries with Spellvamp, Quince, and Vampirism for Spellvamp in utility, so it's a pretty cool rune mastery setup. And it's legit and it works, so props on that. Anyway, yeah, so Sejuani's kind of getting the lane pushed, and you're pretty much in a safe position now. If he had level 3 ganked, he would be here right now. But since he didn't, he's just clearing whatever. And now the lane is pretty much exactly where you want it, because there's no way he can gank you, and Sejuani has to play kind of scared in case Shinzao shows up. You can push back a little bit here. She's kind of pushed up. Like there's no risk of you pushing the lane back, even if you throw out an E or two. Yeah, like that. So that's good. Yeah, so this makes the lane a little bit boring to watch and to commentate, but that's because it's really safe for you. You pretty much are winning with no effort, provided you get the CS. Yeah, your CSing is a little bit poor, but in theory, by letting her push like this, you zone her from some CS, and you should be able to get all the CS pretty much for free. So you're a little bit behind in CS. You're actually like a full wave behind in CS just because you've been missing a bunch that you shouldn't. So let's see, Shinzao might be coming up. Looks like he's fiending for a gank. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you've gotten the lane pushing away from you now, just by harassing her with AoE. And here's Shinzao. Fail. But yeah, so that's okay. So now you have a pretty significant health lead on her, and the lane is pushing toward her, so you want to probably just push super hard and then pressure her under her tower. So you're playing way more scared than you should be. You should be standing like up in her business and not letting her get any CS. There you go. Yeah, just fuck her up. You can keep, like here, you should just keep pressuring her tower. When you're this far ahead of somebody that you're laning against, you either want to make like really bold decisions. You either want to just make sure she dies, and hit her a bunch under her tower, or go farm something, or proxy, or like go back and buy items. You don't really want to do that little like dance. And I talked about this earlier on stream when we watched a portion of this game, but in this situation, you played really scared when you saw Master Yi, and you didn't necessarily need to because of how far ahead you are of Sejuani. Like, you ended up taking almost no damage. And you might have been able to just bait Sejuani into dying to you, or at least put up more of a fight than just like leaving. That's kind of a playstyle preference. Like, you can just you can consider this an advantage for your team because you've drawn the jungler top. But I think I would have tried to look for more of a fight there. Even here, like, you can walk up and get in their business. Like, there's not really much they can do to you. Shinzao's coming. That's warded. Master Yi's apparently blind because he just queued too. And yeah, you're gonna get that. Alright, so now it's decision time. You've killed their jungler and you really want to do something with that advantage, so you should either push, which means come back and take these. Or I guess your minions can clear it, and you can do this. And then you want to either go back and buy, or pressure her under her tower. Like, now that you're safe from ganks. Alright, but you're gonna go back. Shinzao's gonna die. I guess he came back to... Yeah, I don't know about that Shinzao play. You're walking way too far back to recall. You can recall like up here and you can save like 4 seconds of recall time. Because no one's going to come out and get you here. They were all too low. Well, I guess Kha'Zix wasn't low, but he had to go back mid anyway. Anyway, let's see. You bought boots and a Fiendish Codex. Pretty good. So, boots into Deathfire Grasp. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Can't really argue with that. And so Sejuani went back, and you should push this out. I think I would have pushed this out, but actually this isn't too bad either. You're denying the same creeps, essentially, but you're denying them by letting her creeps kill them instead of by letting her tower kill them. So now, yeah, so you're pretty much getting the lane into a good position for when she does get here. And she knows it, so she's taking gold instead. She knows she's not going to be able to do much. This is good. Oh god, some of these CS aren't too good. You should ping Sejuani missing at this point, just because, like, well, she's farming her jungle because she knows she can't come top. Not safely anyway. But you should make sure that, like, she's not doing stuff mid or something. Oh, that wasn't good. You basically let the lane push away from you for free. You had it frozen in a really good spot, and you could have kept that up forever. But you just pushed it out for no reason. It's not a big deal, but it's a mistake. Like you didn't, I'm sure you didn't do that consciously. Cool. You don't know where he is right now. It might have been a good idea to buy wards as well when you went back early. I'm not sure if you had enough money. But so now you kind of just want to push this out. Oh, get that CS. There, you got those. You can't afford to use a large rod, so there's nothing to go back for yet. You can either keep pressuring her or just play safely if you think he is here. Yeah, he's not likely to be able to do anything to you, so. And you know Shinzao is pretty much nearby. So I don't think you saw him because your word expired, but this should be okay for you. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about like earlier. You could have baited Sejuani. Very, very nice. You could have baited Sejuani into dying earlier as well, I think. You know, our team's doing cool stuff. Yeah, so I would hit the tower. Sejuani is up, but I would hit the tower a few times. This is kind of weird. This is like the worst possible thing you can do here. You have, I'm not sure how to describe this. So if you hit the tower, you get, you know, a tower. You can't finish it, obviously. Like, you don't have enough time before Sejuani gets back, but you could at least put some damage on it. If you take these minions, if Sejuani comes back in the lane, it prevents her from pushing to your tower before you get back. But golems not only give you less money than these minions, but they also just like put you in like they put you in a bad position for one thing, and they put you in a bad position later when if Sejuani comes top and pushes the lane. It looks like she's going mid right now, so it's not too bad for you. But like objectively speaking, you should never ever do this. You should never kill someone and then take their golems. You should kill someone, take their minions, take their tower, group for dragon, take mid, take your blue buff, like whatever. Just don't take small camps. It's just not worth the advantage you gain. Like you gotta kill and you should get a lot more from it than just, you know, the 80 gold or whatever. You should get this full wave and go back. That's what I would do. Clear this, go back, and then this wave and this wave will suicide into her tower. Hopefully that makes sense, like why I'm saying that. I think in this case it worked out fine just because Sejuani happened to go mid, but you had no way of knowing that. And it kind of... Yeah, I mean it worked out fine just because she died for like no reason. It's just not a great idea. And again, like she's dead now and you should be doing something with it. I would have cleared this wave as well. It's kind of like a red flag that goes off in my head. Every time the person I'm leaning against dies, I'm thinking, hey, what can I do with this? Can I take the tower? Can I take their minions? Can I take mid objectives, like invade, whatever? And she died twice there, and all you got for it was golems. Anyway, you went back, bottom is needless to large rod, so that's good. You should have a pretty good power spike now. You should still have bought more wards. You definitely had enough money this time around. I buy pretty much 2 wards every time I go back. But it looks like that's not popular in this game anyway. No one has wards except the supports. On the other hand, you don't really need wards just because you're so far ahead, but it's just generally a good practice thing to do. Alright, Alright, so you want to pressure her under a tower? Good. Wasting all. Yep. Yeah, keep hitting her, that's good. I would clear these waves as soon as they come in. Yeah. You could have gotten that. Yeah, so you ended up wasting time checking this bush. Just because you don't have wards. Like, you're playing a lot more scared than you have to. And if you had wards, that would be completely different. At this point, though, you should be aware that everybody is bot. So you can, yeah, take the tower. A good auto reset. I like to see that. So you most likely assumed at this point Sejuani went back. So yeah, I think recalling here is okay. I probably would have taken this wave as well, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so you finished Deathfire, still no wards. Definitely start buying wards. Pretty much every time I go back with, like, if I have an amount like this, I will buy a shit ton of potions, a shit ton of wards, and an amplifying tool. 700 gold should be enough to buy a few wards, a few potions, and an amp tool. I guess it kind of depends what your second item is, but just as a general rule. Alright, so you're back top. During this, you don't know where Sejuani is, you don't know where anyone is. So I would go probably group for dragon now, because you can't really push safely. This is kind of a useless trinket. You're not going to be top in the next minute. So you're most likely not going to spot anything that way. Yeah, you're wasting time. You're not playing, like, determined enough. What you're doing right now applies no pressure. And even though you're really strong right now, you're not forcing them to react to anything you're doing. You're basically letting Sejuani farm up in her own jungle. So I kind of know where that comes from. You don't know where they are, so you don't want to do anything in case they're, they're right there and then they gank you or whatever. But when you're in the position of power, you have to call the shots, I guess. Make the plays. So you want to go somewhere where it's going to force them to come out, which means either split pushing, which you can't do because you don't have wards, or grouping for dragon. I think grouping for dragon is the most obvious thing you could do here. Because I believe you're not gonna push this out. You could, but you don't know that you can because you don't have wards again. So you're like meandering around because you don't know what to do. So now you kind of have a better idea where everyone is. And I think you're going to end up diving here, hopefully. You could have gotten that with E. Be brave, my son. Alright, dive her. I want to see you dive her. You can ult ignite. DFG, whatever. No, go back in. Kill her. Yeah. Okay. Walk in front. Okay, got her anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean that was good, but you needed E to bait you, or to bait her into doing that, which shouldn't have. Like, you should have been able to see that that's a good idea, even without mastery showing up. That's kind of just like, you should know how much damage DFG QE Ult Ignite does, and it does a lot more damage than she had health, especially since she still doesn't have any magic resistance. She brought Ninja Tabia for some reason, and health is really bad against Mordekaiser, relatively speaking, because your DFG and ult both do % health damage. So that was good. You got kills. Again, no words, which is a little bit disappointing, but like that's the thing. Like you clearly want to split push, but without words, you're never gonna be sure that you can. So especially for your playstyle, you really need to add words to it to make it fully effective. Because without words, you can't turn your advantage into like crushing victory. So you're doing dumb stuff, but because you're so fed, this should be fine. Oh wow. He's also pretty fed. That's okay though. 2 for 1. Yeah, like your team is bad and stupid because it's solo queue. Like your bot lane is 0-6, and the only way you can stop them from being 0-6 is by being on the map and doing useful stuff. So they're split pushing really hard, like much harder than you are. Like you should have been able to take this tower.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Or you should have taken dragon at some point. Anyway, death cap, pretty good. How much AP does that give you? Yeah, 300. So you're ridiculously strong right now. You should be going mid. There's a lot of people mid. Like, think about it this way. If you show up top, what are you going to do after that? You can't split push because mid can 5-man rush through river and kill you. So by going top, you're pretty much resigning yourself to farming instead of doing anything, because there's no way you're going to take this tower. Whereas if you show up mid, you can start a 5v5 and win because you're so far ahead of their team. Like as a person. But as it is right now, like there's no way your team can hold 4v5. At least that's my prediction. So you're going to be forced to come mid eventually. But yeah, not before your entire team died. This is actually more or less on you. It turned out okay. Right now it's 3-4, and I think you'll get this kill. Yeah, but this should have been. That was a kill. You have Deathfire Grasp, E and ult. You can kill her right away. If you just walk up to her and hit her with all 3 of her spells, she would die. Like you're underestimating your damage by a lot. You should have gotten that kill 100%. You should still get it. You should go in there, like get in there, follow her. Blue. Kill her. Make her miserable. Flash over the wall. No! 8-bit hero, please. That was a free kill. And this is a free dragon. You know she's low. You should ping dragon and take it. You know what? It's 5v3 at dragon right now. Because Jinx is low and Alistair is top. So you let a free dragon get away here. I think a big part of this is you just don't know how much damage you do. You don't realize how OP Mordekaiser is. Oh no. I think you're gonna get that at least. That was a really premature BFG ult. Yeah, that wasn't great. You can't really just 0 to death people unless they have literally no MR, and you get all your spells off. And you never landed Q. Alright, so meanwhile you're getting Void Staff, I think, next?
Rampage.
Let's see. Yeah, your build is pretty good. They don't have any MR because I don't know why. Except Sejuani's getting her. I don't know what Sejuani's doing. This is like completely useless build. So yeah, getting White Staff third is okay in that situation, just because they don't have enough MR to justify getting it second, which is what I usually do. So let's see what you do here. You probably, like, Dragon is still untouched 25 minutes in, which is pretty ridiculous. It gives as much gold as a tower. Slightly more actually, so there's no reason to like just leave it alone like this. So now again, you're split pushing without wards, which means 5 people can rush up top and kill you. Which means you feel unsafe, which means you're not pushing, which means you're meandering. So you don't want to be doing this. You want to be mid, or you want to get wards and push top. I would go mid in this situation. Like, you know you can see them fighting. What is this?
Unstoppable.
Yeah, you should have been mid for that fight. Just like the previous one, it's pretty much the same situation. You're forcing your team. You're forcing your team to do 4v5 while you have 8 kills. Which means that your team is 17 kills behind right now in these team fights. Oh, kill him. DFG? E? E first. Okay. You got this, but always do DFG E and then ult. Because ult has about twice the range of E. So if you land E, they're almost guaranteed to get hit by ult, even if they flash after E. Unless they flash like over a wall, there's pretty much no reason not to use E. So just like make that your standard combo. You hit 1, you hit E, you hit R, and then, or sorry, you hit 1 E, and then you hit D if you want to get the ignite off, or F, I guess, because you have ignite on F. F is for fire. But yeah, so 1 E F R, not 1 R. It's basically just something you need to practice, but it should be pretty much automatic. Obviously you can switch it up situationally, but in that case there's no reason not to use E. So this should be Dragon as well. You have Dragon is up, your entire team is up. You have no way of taking inhibitor. You should be at Dragon right now. Check red, that's fine. And you don't have your ult or DFG or flash, so that's kind of risky. Got E's ult, that's good. So here, like, when you see just like shit going down, when you see like allies being slain, you should just rush them in. So it happens a few times, and like you're just so far away that yeah, like you're not in a position to react to when your team dies. So this kind of keeps happening over and over, and you're not adapting to it. Your team keeps dying mid alone without you, and you're not doing anything to help them directly, and your split push is a lot weaker than it could be as well. So in this situation, you want to be get her. Cool. I'm actually really curious. I didn't ask or check what Elo listens. I'm not sure if I'm being too harsh on you, but there's a lot of like pretty blatant mistakes from both teams. So this team fight is good. You should be going in here. You should get in there. Don't play this scared. No, help her. You're way more scared than you need to be. All your stuff is still, like, if he accuses you, you're just gonna kill him, right? Like, what were you scared of? You could have done that earlier. Yeah, like, a lot of your mistakes are just not understanding that you're really strong and really broken. Let's just go back to that fight real quick, just because that's, I think, a really important moment. Kind of like think about what's happening. So Jinx dies for like no reason, whatever. I don't know why it still has her death timer on here. Then Alistair goes on you. So they're 4v4. But what even just happened? Jinx is on their team. Why did it show her? Oh, because that was the ghost. I'm dumb. Okay, sorry. So Alistair goes in. You're 4v4 because Jinx is. I can't count. You're 5v4 because Jinx is dead. And they're engaging on Shinzao, which is like fine. Or Shinzao and Yasuo. So you're basically in the back, and Caitlyn is in the back. And your front line is more or less intact. So like, if you picture this position, you know that two of them are low. Master Yi is about to be really low. Teemo supports, so like whatever, it doesn't matter that he's low. And you guys have like a great front line in front of you. So you should be pushing up here. You should not be hanging back as far as you are. Teemo gets out because he's low, but like as long as his front line is in front, you can get in there. Like you can be here, standing on top of Sejuani, because you know that they're gonna tank the tower for you, and like you're sitting here with your E off cooldown, with your flash off cooldown. You like not landing Q, and even here like Caitlyn is tanking for you. You are the carry. She is 3 and 7. She's worthless. So if they're going on her, there's nothing to be afraid of except that they're wasting cooldowns on her. You can turn around and just murder them. Like, instead of putting W on her is fine if you want to try and save her, but it makes more sense to just put W on yourself, turn around, Alt Q Sejuani or Yi, doesn't even matter. Like, you do so much damage, and you still have flash. So like, worst case scenario, you flash over this wall if you can't kill both of them. But like, you let her die for no reason. You let you let like a bunch of kills go on for longer than they needed to. I don't think you used DFG either. That might be a graphical glitch. So I mean, that's kind of a separate point, but remember to use DFG as well. Just kind of think about, like, you know, how strong you are. Like, can I kill this person if I hit them? How, like, picture their health bar. What happens to their health bar when you hit them with Q? For pretty much anyone here, her health bar, if you hit her with Q right now, her health bar would go down to like a little bit less than half, I think. If you hit her with Q, E, and R, she would die. Like, just straight up. You don't even need to Death Fire Grasp or Ignite or anything. So just like keep that in mind. If you hit her with Q, you probably hit her to like here. You couldn't burst Sejuani from full with Death Fire Grasp probably right now. You could definitely burst her. You could not burst Alistair. I don't know, like, it's just something to keep, like, in your head, I guess. How much damage do you do to everyone? And in that case, you did enough damage to kill both of them. For sure, 100%. You did enough damage to even dive them there. Especially since you have your shield, so, like, it was pretty much risk-free. Alright, so let's see, buy Zhonya's, I think? No, you don't have enough, right? It's like 18 something. Yeah, Seldorian's binding this thing. So that's fine. Dragon or Baron timer should be up soon. What is it? 3506? 3506, really? Is that? Huh. Yeah, I thought it was. It's just, I guess I've just been talking for so long. I thought it was up a lot sooner than that. So that's fine. You can take Dragon. The first dragon of the game goes down at 32 minutes. Cool. So you guys are kind of just passive because you don't know what they're doing, and you're not strong enough right now to like do anything. But so eventually want to do something. Right now, knowing that Baron isn't going to be up for a while, I would either group bot or just split push bot. Because I don't think you're going to be able to just 5-man their mid tower. But you're grouping now, which is preventing them from engaging and wrecking your team, which is also good. So you should be able to take inhibitor from that. Very nice. That was a really nice kill on Jing. So you saw how much damage you did. You took advantage, right? So now you should back out. You're not gonna end here. Actually, maybe you are. Maybe if they die like that. This is one of the aspects of the game I'm really bad at, is telling when we can end and when we can't. But yeah, so you're just gonna back out, that's good. Oh my god. Can we talk about that for a minute? That is the saddest thing. That is so unfortunate. I'm so sorry, Hima. Anyway, you got a tower for this.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So now you just want to go back. You don't have a chance to do anything, so bye. Your ult is up. You focus Jinx. That's good.
Blue team's turret has
Alright, now
been
push.
destroyed.
You're up. Oh wait, no. Oh, because Timo died, that's right. I would have at least pushed this out. I don't think it would have mattered, but... Ooh, kill him. Kill him! What are you scared of? You have nothing to be scared of. Alright, so now you should be getting ready for Baron. So you get Zanya's, you get... Is that it? Oh no, you still have, yeah, you still have 3k, so which made from scratch. Sick. I like this build. So you're full build, which means that pretty much any gold you get from now on will be wasted. Which means it's time to try and end the game. What you probably didn't realize at this point in the game is that you're, as a team, you're ahead of their team, gold-wise. Even though you're 12 kills down, just because you have 100 CS on Sejuani. You should be at Baron. Like, you're dancing. This is really dangerous. Yasuo's not there. Zanya. You got so cocky, dude. You just gave them Baron. You just gave them an ace. You just gave them 5 kills, a tower, and Baron. Maybe not Baron. Maybe Inhibitor.
Team's inhibitors respawning soon.
Oh, that was so bad. That actually hurts. It also hurts that they're waiting for the minions, which are over here. You got that kill, so that's good. Alright, you guys should rush Baron now.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Always look for counter Baron when someone takes your objectives. Like the fact that nobody's pinging you is kind of scary. You could be doing so much more than just clearing bot. You don't even need like farm with your full build. You could have taken Baron there. So yeah, I guess like the idea there is just if all 5 of them are out and low, see what you can do when you respawn. Because the game kind of like rubber bands you in that sense. When they're all low, but they've killed you, then when you respawn, you're ahead of them. Alright, so now you're behind, but you still have a chance. So you should move up this way. You're way out of position now. You went back way too far. Remember that you are the game. In situations like this, the entire game depends on you when you're so far ahead. Like, if you look at your teammates' scores, so you can't just back out of fights like that. If you had come up this way and like edged your way in, you could have gotten a good ghost. But you ended up waiting until everybody died. Until everybody died. Alright, respawning in 5. You should get your elixirs. No elixirs. When you have over 200, or sorry, what is it? 500 gold? Yeah, 500 gold, you should buy both of your elixirs. Or it's not 500, it's 650. I don't know math. It's 600. I think. 350 plus 250. So you should just buy red and blue elixir when that happens. Anyway, looking for Baron again. It's Baron time. It's not farm time. You need to turn off your like farm machine when you have 6 items, which can be kind of hard, but it's important. 6 items means you're only going for inhibitors and Baron, pretty much, which means you should just be standing here. You should also upgrade your... Oh no, don't go bot during Baron. Split pushing is not a good idea in this situation, because you know your team is going to lose the 5v4. And you're not going to be able to take anything bot. So yeah, come out there as soon as possible. Kill Jinx. Hit him? You still have Wishbane on you. You still have Wishbane on you. You do not use any of your Wishbane procs there, I don't think. Yeah, like, that split push put you kind of out of position. At this point, everybody pretty much has 6 items, I think, except, like, the supports. Wow, actually, no, not even. Like, Shinra only has, or Yasuo only has 4. I guess they're expensive items. But it's pretty much late game. And you really need to be focusing on taking Baron, or taking Nexus, taking inhibitors, stuff like that. You know 2 of them are in base at least, so you should be pinging Baron like crazy. And with an upgraded pink trinket, you could pink Baron as well. Like, you're not going for objectives at all when you need to be. Yes, I don't even know. You're like walking around, both as a team and and individually, just like. If you're gonna push a lane right now, it makes sense to push mid, right? Because there's no tower. That would have been a good time to use Anya's. You guys didn't know what you were doing, so you weren't in position for that fight. I don't know, man. It's like League of Froze now. Nobody's really doing anything. You're just kind of like wandering into each other and then losing fights because somebody's out of position. Well, really, it's because like it's way harder to win fights when it all depends on one champion. They have a couple of carries, and you only have yourself, so it's entirely up to you to carry. And you're not in position for a lot of things, and you're not using your Zanyas.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Alright, so you got a kill. This is kind of what I was talking about. Like when you respawn, you get the advantage right away. Pop these Banshees. Got a flash anyway, and you should go for Baron now. It's 5v4. Kha'Zix is low. Baron, I want to see Baron. Baron, Baron, Baron. Xin Zhao, get out of there. Oh no, why are you going mid? You're like wandering around again. I don't know. It's pretty much like the same mistake over and over, which is just like you don't know what you're trying to do. And it's either because you're not thinking about it, or more likely than just because you literally just can't. Like you don't know. And so what I would recommend is just like every time you find yourself in that position where you're wandering around after 40 minutes, just look at Baron and be like, can I take it? Because it's the most obvious objective most of the time, and it's always going to be there. Pretty much the entire game centers around Baron. It's like you can't push bot because of Baron. You can't take like red buff because of Baron, you know? Alright, so you're in a pretty good position right now. Hit him, thank you. That was a bad flash over this wall, because you didn't really need to run, but that was a good fight for you, because Jinx was not there. Alistair might actually be able to kill Xin Zhao. I don't know why he's doing that, he's just gonna die to me. You don't have to deny Jinx just because he's gonna. So yeah, get home guard and rush back out. Cool. There's an interesting like wild goose chase. It's funny. Alright, so everyone's back up again. You can pretty much go do stuff again. Hopefully Baron. I'd really like to see your team attempt Baron at least once before this game is over. Just because it's like it's just been sitting there. It's not like warded, no one's trying to take it. Math G's bot, like you can just take it right now. They're pinging it.
Blue team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Like this is doing nothing. And you still haven't upgraded your trinket. That's something you're gonna have to get used to in Season 4. Once you have, you know, your 6k gold or whatever you're floating, you should have elixirs on you, and you should have an upgraded vision totem. or whatever it's called. Also keep in mind that Jinx has QSS now. So you can't focus her. No, your team just got wrecked. You can kill Yi. Ult him, ult him, ult him. Ult him before he meditates. That would have been a pretty different fight if you had ulted him and gotten the kill. But yeah, at this point it's just kind of so late that you can't really do a whole lot. Just because you're, I don't know, like they just have a lot of characters that can dive you, and they have like guardian angels and QFSs and whatever. So you don't do enough damage on your own. Yeah, so it's just over now. That's not a victory, it's a defeat. I guess it doesn't know which team you're on. So if I had to... Oh goodness, I have to reopen it. I didn't realize it just automatically goes after victory. Yeah, if I had to like summarize all of your mistakes in like a phrase or in a, you know, in one idea that you should be fixing, I'd say you just need to push the limits of your character more. So identify what you want to do, and then identify if you can do it. In a lot of situations, like it kind of starts in laning where she's low, and instead of being like my thought process would be, Sejuani is low, I can dive her. What do I need to do to dive her? And then, you know, I would buy wards. I would pressure her under her tower. I would proxy her. I don't know. Like I would do something to make that happen. If you realize that you can't do something, like let's say you're like, oh, I want to dive Sejuani, but I can't because Master Yi is here. Then you know you have to reevaluate the position again and say, okay, I want to get out alive, and then, you know, that's pretty easy. You just right click away. Or even better, you can say, well, I probably won't die, so I can still kill Sejuani, and then you kill Sejuani anyway. So that's a pretty basic idea for laning, and it shows pretty clearly when you get Sejuani low, and then like don't really do anything about it, or like don't ward your lane, even though that's like really what you need to do. But even, let me rearrange these real quick. Okay. But even in teamfights, the same sort of like idea applies, which is, what do I need to do? I need to kill Jinx, let's say. What do I need to do to kill Jinx? You can just hit her. And then as the teamfight progresses, you can reevaluate. So let's just go to, well, first there's a long period in the mid game where your team would just die over and over because you weren't there to help them. So let's start with this. Like here, this is where you're like wandering around their jungle, right? This happened for like a pretty long time. So applying the same idea, what do you need to do? You need to take this tower. That's like very clearly what you're trying to do. In order to take the tower, you need wards, which you don't have. So either reevaluate, go back and buy wards, or go mid. Because what you're doing right now is not working. So then moving on, like, so your team just lost a fight. And you can look at that and you can say, well, why was I chilling? Why was I invisible, first of all? That's pretty sweet. But why was I chilling in top? What I needed to do was to be in a team fight. Like you realize that you let a lot of opportunities to get away, right? If you're standing right here, this is a quadra kill, right? But because you're up here with no wards, no chance of getting this tower, and no chance of getting a team fight, all three of these deaths are entirely on you, as well as the loss of this tower. I think they get it? No, I think they might just back out. Oh no, this is where you kill, like, you ended up getting here because they died. But you could have prevented the dive in the first place. Same applies for like the next team fight. I think the same. I don't know, maybe we missed one, but there were a couple of team fights like that where you're top or you're somewhere else. Your team gets engaged on 5v4 and you could have been there instead. Because your split push was just not effective without wards and without like a lot of pressure from you of any sort. So yeah, in team fights, you know, you can apply that thing. Just say, what do I need to do? I need to be there for team fights, or I need to get wards to kill the town. Either way, like whatever you decide to do, make sure you're making it happen instead of like wandering around. Then yeah, this team fight is also a good example. But this kind of demonstrates a different thing, which is just like you don't realize how strong you are. So you're in the back, you've already tanked pretty much everything they have. Ronnie ult is down, Alistair ult is down, Jinx ult is up, but like whatever. So right here, you shouldn't be this far back. You should be up in their business. Yasuo is taking everything, just get in there. Your Q is still off cooldown, you could hit Alistair, or whoever that is. Is that Alistair? You see that low? Oh yeah, Alistair is low, okay. So you could hit Alistair, he would die. You could hit, you could ignite someone, they would die. And then you can always just flash out, like, you're sitting so far behind. And then again, like, what do I need to do? I need to save Caitlyn. What's the best way to save Caitlyn? Kill everyone that's on her, because you're Mordekaiser and you don't really have any other options. Can you kill everyone that's on her? Yes. In this case, you can definitely kill everyone. Double yourself, Q yourself, or them, whatever you want to call it. E them. Easy kills. And then, like, the same sort of thing applies to the macro game, right? Like, aside from teamfights, where you're not really identifying what you want to do and your objectives, you're also not identifying what you want to do as far as Dragon and Baron are concerned. You never made any plays to move towards Dragon or Baron, and that's a big problem, because you could have really easily taken both multiple times throughout the game. You could have really easily taken top tower if you identified that you want to take it, and then put down the wards to take it. You could have easily won teamfights mid if you identified that you want to group and take objectives mid. But you basically don't concentrate on like completing a task, and it shows in laning, in teamfights, in macro, and like at pretty much every stage of the game. It's just like it's not careful play, I guess. You don't really make that many mechanical errors, I guess, which is good. You can be proud of that. And you don't really make positioning errors in a sort of like you place really safely, and so you're pretty much okay as far as getting caught. Aside from the one time you got really cocky with all the like hoi 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 going around right before that. In chat, like I think this is the point where you realized you're really strong, and then you did a little dance, and then you came out here while Yasuo and Timo were in here, and you stood on a ward, which is like it's not a similar mistake to the other mistakes you made in this game, so I don't really want to go too deep on it. But so aside from this mistake, you played really carefully. And that's really good, because you're never at risk of getting caught and losing your lead. That's why you only have 2 deaths compared to your team's like 5,000. So yeah, things you can be proud of, your mechanics, as far as like basic, you know, landing E on minions, W auto resetting your Q, stuff like that. They're pretty good. It's just it's just that you're not putting yourself in positions to actually do anything to the other team. You're not taking objectives when you can. You're not being a big scary 16-2 Mordekaiser that you are. You're being just another pawn for your team. So it's a fairly general idea, which makes it really hard to fix. But that's really something I would work on, is just thinking about what you want to do, how to do it, and whether you can do it. And if it's not something you can do, pick something else and do that instead. If you can't split push, group. If you can split push, make yourself able to split push with wards. Think about dragon and baron. Think about towers. Think about inhibitors. Don't think too much about golems or wraiths. Yeah. There you go. I hope that's helpful. I know it can get a little bit rambly sometimes, but if you have questions, you know how to contact me. And I hope I covered all that I could, and I hope that this helps you improve.